Please stand by. Hello, hello, Pittsburgh, Munhall, Dave Youngkins for Consul. America, America, Patriots. This is 10 o'clock talks. And I am Michael Anthony. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Nothing wants to work right. First day back at the home base, and that's what happens, I guess. I hope I'm live. It seems like I am. I got to double check some things here on the pad. Bear with me here, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, okay, let's refresh here. Refreshing. Don't know. Yeah, nothing seems to really want to work well here. You know how that goes. By my lonesome right now. By my lonesome. I have no clue. I have no clue. It was telling me I had errors all over the place when I turned all the equipment on. Oh, coffee. All right, question. Live streaming is so much more difficult than when I do the APC broadcast, honestly. You know, I could get rid of all this and then I just upload it. But the lives and their interactions are a lot harder. Tonight they're telling me there's problems in the live segments. I don't know what most of the is, but hello, America. How are you? How are you? So, waiting on a response here to know if we are live, getting some outlooks coming back possibly. I have not a clue. I hate when this happens, but you'll deal with that for me, won't you, just for a minute? No clue. Where am I? Am I anywhere? I have no clue. I really don't. Let me track my pad a different way. Okay. Yeah, there we are. So we are on. All right. Cool. Shares are starting to float out again. I want to say hello to a really good friend. Someone's running for a public office in Munhall Borough. Dave Youngkins. Good guy. Got to get him in over there. Southwest PA Bikers. Dave Youngkins. Homestead. Dave Youngkins. Get him into that council seat over there. And this guy is not just anybody. And bear with me. I know a lot of people listen to me for the worldwide opinion of devastational news that I supply. But I want you just to know this. Honestly, good guy. Worked hard. You know, always did things right. Went for the right jobs. Tried to get the right jobs. You know, do the average American thing. And pro wrestling, honestly, good wrestler. Face them all, including the big guy. Everybody should know who that is, but that has no bearing on this. But what does is the fact that he would always extend out to the children. He would always do something to support children. And you know I am all about children and the future of this country for the children. And this is why we need a guy like this in council over there in Munhall Borough. Keep that in mind. But if you told Dave, hey, look, you know, we're trying to do something for some kids, he would get all these pro wrestlers and stuff to come in to be there, to support them, and to do whatever it took to put a program and format together for the night. And he didn't care if he bled for it. And I got to tell you, anybody that think this is totally fake, no, it's not. You can really, and all, man, you can get hurt. You can. So, you know, and not only that, prison guard, you know, doing what he could, in all the right elements. If you told them it was a bike run and they needed Santa Claus, they needed support, he was the man. So I want you to look out for this guy. Please, everybody out there, look out for David Youngkins, Munhall. Pass that word for me hard. Pass it hard. And we are the 10. This is 10 o'clock talks. I am Michael Anthony. Thank you and welcome in. Welcome in. Shares are being posted. We're getting out there. I'm only doing Facebook tonight. I was going to do more, but you know what? I just couldn't find the time between everything I do in life. You know, we all got lives. I'm not going to get into no detailed explanations, but I do want to just give it to you the way it is for real. I'm behind, and don't we all get behind? You know, when I get people behind the glass telling me like, "Where are you? Why aren't we rolling?" It's like, well, you know, as happens, right? It does. Minimum wage versus Social Security. Wow. What is all of that? Well, let's put it to you this way. I didn't do all the mathematics, but it makes so much sense. You know, why in this life don't we have a more stable Social Security insurance? We know it's getting picked on and picked apart. People are looking at it. They want to hurt it. Not where I want to be, not where I want to go, okay, with this. Where I want to go and what I want to talk about with this is more like this. You know, you have a minimum wage, and if you do the multiplications and all that, you know, so-called, why don't we have a more stable number of income money, Social Security income, for the people who really need it? Always somebody left behind. Always somebody left behind. We would have probably seen improvements over the next 4 years, but that next 4 years isn't coming. It's the worst 4 years to come. That's what is in front of us now. Maybe 3.5 at this point, whatever the hell it is, or you know, a little more, a little less. Who cares? Bottom line is, you know, we got these sperm bags up there doing what they do, and it's not good. It's not good. Every day's a battle, and I want you to stay in it hard. And you have no choice but to stay in it hard. You don't. That's exactly where we are today with what's going on. I talk about many, many things every night. I know a lot of people are looking. I know a lot of people are listening. I know a lot of people are hearing. And hello to Jim. Hello to Jeffrey. How are you guys? But yeah, think about this minimum wage versus Social Security. And if you really want to know where we are with that, we're in a very, very bad spot. We really are. And not only that, if you were disabled and you got hurt, they use workman's comp against you. They do all these narratives to pay you less, even though it's not affecting them or what you paid into them. Okay? It's a check write-off for them on their side. And it shouldn't be that way, and it shouldn't be that way any longer. But only if we step forward, you know, and do our due diligence from our side, our homework, and go and throw these types of papers on the desk of all these people who took an oath of office to work for us. Work for us. Make these people work hard. Work them hard. That is what is going to cure a lot of what's going on in America. You know, they will fear the public when the public is in their face every day. They won't want to go to their job. They don't want to answer your questions. Guess what? It's their job. Go torment these people. Torment them. It doesn't matter. And if you're from Pittsburgh, don't even think Peduto. And do we actually have a great candidate to walk in and work? I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I don't have a clue because it's a Democrat area. If you're a Republican, you're not going to get anywhere. You got to go in as a Democrat and I guess flip the switch. I think we might have one candidate for Pittsburgh that way. We may have one candidate that will do that and work like that for us. And we can only hope that that's the case scenario. But anyway, survival and all this Frankenstein stuff. I mean, is every day going to get worse with all this news and everything that's involved on it? You know, that's where we're really at in case matters. Every day I get something new. Every day I see more information of this big plan that they started a long time ago. And I will only say this to you. And I'm only giving it to you, where you always have the choice here. You know you always have the choice in this format. Man, don't do this. Don't do this thing. Do not do this thing. I mean, honestly, the survival rate is over 99% if you don't. The issue, as I explained last night, and I always reverse back a little bit, is this. This is the true statistic. You're getting it from the man right here, and I'm not lying. You know, all they can do is suppress me, put me down, knock me off, and I'll be back. But the bottom line truly is this: more people that got it have had fallen to a mortality rate of the people who have gotten it with something that was an endangerment that they already had, such as heart disease, cancer, diabetic, obesity, things of that nature. These were the poor individuals that it really affected. Now, are they even true numbers? No, they're not. We know that. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why, because it's the damn truth. It was part of their plan. Again, the big plan against America and depopulation. Bottom line, that's the truth of the matter. Face it, suck it up, take it in, listen to what I'm saying to you, and pass this on because it's real. It is real. The realness is they planned this. They planned to put your family members in these nursing homes. And that's where the devastations occur. Crimes on humanity, abuse of power. That's where we're at in America. That's what truly happened in America. Everything else is a lie, a dictated lie. We know that Fauci's been involved in this, and we are actually the creator in the United States of America under Mr. Fauci, okay? It was all manipulated. I told you about the patents last night and what they did and who they did and who his partner in crime was involved with him with this. So, you know, take that information the best way you can and use logic. If you did get it, I can say this. From everything that I know about it, from the three best in the country, and I'll give you the two names that are most important to me, actually. Von Bosch and Francis O'Boyle. And he has been involved in crimes on humanity with circumstances just like this under the Nuremberg trials, okay? Look into that stuff. Look that stuff up. And he actually had faced Joe Biden before. He actually had him there. Didn't go his whole way, but we got it stopped, and that's what was important. And that's where they're fearing us. That's where they're fearing us. There are some strong, educated people who are going after exactly all of this. Everything that I write in my little note tablet that I talk to you about, and everything that's in your mind that you already know about. You don't need me to preach this to you. Not really. No, you don't. You don't even need me to do this. You know it already. You're smart, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, and you are freaking patriots, and you're rock stars. Believe it. You are what you are. You're rock stars. You can see through all this BS that they are downloading on us. It's a download think tank. That's what they invest into. They have pre-planned this for a long time, and I gave you documentations. I posted documentations. I talked of all these documentations, and it goes back to the Rockefeller think tank. It really does. A narrative that was put out there and bled into the system of what they wanted. Just had a quick look. I like to wave back to somebody. If somebody's waving to me, I do try to acknowledge all you guys. Remember, I'm on a 20-second delay through Facebook. We're going to post this up to YouTube. It's not getting there right now. I couldn't get my hard drive to drive where I wanted to go tonight. I don't know. Maybe I was confused. Take 2 days off and do it a different way from a secret place up in the hills. And that's what I did. That's how I fed the last 2 nights. It worked out pretty well, though. And that's nice to know that I can actually leave the platform here with all the big equipment and just do maybe I should just go that route, because all this technical stuff just drives you crazy at times. Don't forget anything I just told you. Please don't. But it's all for you to observe anyway. Again, you don't need anybody to tell you this. You're seeing it. But are you getting the real information? What's in all the gray areas between the lines? I can try to share those types of things with you. But to me, this mask, it's all a joke. It truly is. And I talked about that too. People aren't even changing them. They're wearing them for 3 months straight. Now consider the germ rate that people are walking by you with that mask on. They're not changing them every day. No, they're not. They're not buying them anymore. We have more issues about the mask being worn now of other types of illnesses probably that will be greater than what we truly are facing now that we know all the true information and the impacts of it. But again, it's up to you. when you're willing to take off the mask and step out of from behind all of this bureaucratic bullshit that they're feeding us about how the importancies are, but not so much anymore. Leniencies, I told you, leniencies. Just this past Sunday, head of CDC comes on, and she couldn't say enough of a fear factor and a variant and et cetera, et cetera. And then just Monday and Tuesday, Fauci's saying, well, just use common sense. Well, what the hell? You know, as they say, do it or get off the pot. Which one is it? Well, they're not going to give it to us that way. They're not. You saw that last night in some of Biden's comments as well, and I know you have. I know you did. Hi, Jeff Smith. How are you, brother? Good to have all you guys into the room. Thank you so much. Give me some thumbs and stuff so I know if you're actually getting me, because sometimes I feel like I'm freezing. All right, so I'm getting away from Beth. Beth, hey, you got that information I gave on Dave Youngkins. I want you to look him up and send him a link, please. Dave Youngkins. He's a superstar. He's running over there in Munhall for council. Let's give him a push if there's any way we can. Thank you so much. All right, so outside of that, she's behind the glass, man. She works so hard. She really does. She's so impressive. So let's talk a little bit about this. But first, happy birthday, Miss Owens. And I would sing it to you, but I know you're not looking, so I'm not going to do that. No. But here's where I will go. I can't get past this. The comparable of a disgrace in America, and how a president of the United States himself can support something like this of a person of George Floyd against Martin Luther King. How? I mean, people ask me about more information. That's why sometimes I bring it back up. You know, I've been through this. I'm not going to stay long. Less than a minute here. He's either blind, crippled, and crazy, or all the above, which he probably is, and we know that he is, and a little deranged. When there's not enough substance left up there, you know, you can make any comment you want. He's also sitting in a seat that none of us approve of or believe that he rightfully owns, but he is there, and he can use his mouth any way he wants because he does control the media. And you can see that logically. I know you can see that. Everything is by script and more. And he was the first president ever to say, Madam this and Madam that and Madam this and Madam. Well, here's one for the Madam and here's one for the other Madam. I don't recognize of them being anything to the American people but a disgrace. We've watched their actions. We watched their comments. We watched their narrative. They're low-life people with an agenda, and it's against the American people. The left side is strong right now. There's nothing we can do to change that except fight forward. Fight forward. That is the mission we need to stay on and stay focused. Patriot, patriot, patriot. Expose, expose, expose. And that's the way you got to go with this. You have to keep the pressure on these people. A little bit more maybe than a minute. Sorry. But it's true. It's true. So let's reflect on this this here a little bit. I don't know if I said enough on it last night. CDC, worst actress. Okay. Yeah, I guess you can look at them as actresses because she did go off script when she made those comments Sunday. Please look that up, though. Look it up. You'll see it. Right on national news. You can't miss it. You can't. So I'm a little lost here on all this, stuff about Mayor Giuliani, U.S. best attorney we ever had, White House legal attorney for the President of the United States, still Donald Trump. Yeah, unreal. And it's really funny. Wherever this narrative came from and started up to go and just pinpoint and pick and tag certain people, as they always have, that surround Donald Trump. And it just so happens that they were able to make a connection finally to a judge who was willing to listen to it and sign the warrant. And guess what? Friend of Obama. Yeah, it's true. He's a friend of Obama. Somebody that, is in that whole regime of morons that we have that have been in the past of the United States and now are in the President of the United States. So we're right back to the Mueller game. Okay? Yeah. Think about it. Where are we? What's going on? Russia, Russia, Russia. No, Giuliani, Giuliani, Giuliani. Because he's got enough balls to stand up to all you people and has had them. So now you're going to come down on him and try to make him suffer and have Dominion want to sue him and sue Mike the Pillow Man and push these narratives with the 147 richest corporations in the world who you're sucking butt to get to your side, which is working. I'll give you that. All we can do is boycott them and expose them for who they really are and what they support, because they're not giving donations out to just anybody. They're giving donations out in very large quantities to narratives who help them. But remember this, big corporation America, you remember this. When they're done with you, they'll drop you. They won't care about that money, and maybe you don't care about that money at a loss. Your numbers are probably great when you take the whole 7.2 billion across the world that you feed, fester, and bullshit lie to and supply to. But that's what you do. That's your narrative. That's where you go with it, and that's how it is in America. But we as patriots, Paul Revere rocks. Remember this. Remember this. Remember this. You can hurt them. Every little bit does hurt them. Don't think for a minute it doesn't. Think smart when you shop. Read labels. Look what they own. Educate yourself. Educate. What you can go against in this whole narrative and this battle. Because we are in more than a war. We are in a global war against. But you know what? We have all these countries pulling towards our sides. I've told you about what's going on in America. If you don't watch me, you miss a lot. You really do. I don't come out and talk about a one theory loop. I don't make my day about one day that I got knocked off the internet because I had an interview with Donald the Duck, okay, from Disneyland. No, I don't do that. I give you a lot of intel information that I can give you great support with, and knowledge that I can speak on, because I study it. Not just do I study it, you guys study it. You send it to me. You teach it to me. You give me elements of what you want to hear. I pick what I need to give you back because you gave it to me. And remember, that's what I will do here on 10 O'Clock Talks. I am Michael Anthony. I'm going to take a breath just for a minute, and it's going to get even more heated up. Hey, one thing I did want to say, and I know this is out there too. They didn't even take Hunter's hard drive. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Didn't even take his hard drive. Let's talk about $2.3 trillion. No, let's talk about $4 trillion. No, let's talk, it might even go higher than that. Yeah. But New York Post, out of their mouth, says Biden, in their eyes, bombs on all accounts on his first big speech. Their words, not mine. But I know, they're mine too. They really are. You know, I listened to what he had to say. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. In a minute, we'll talk about that. Anyway, Florida GOP now puts in a last-minute deal to block transgenders as well. I talked about many of the other states doing it. I don't have all the states in front of me. I should do a data spread on when I bring up something like that and name off all these states, but I know you guys know them. But Florida did jump into that as well, and they're going to block the hell out of this BS because, you know what, it's just not right. It's not right on the athletes. It's not right on the children seeing activities like this and not totally getting it. As well as, well, I'm sure that's part of what the educational system now narrative will be in the schools if you allow it. But if we bring in people into council and we bring people into the mayorships and governor offices and we change and we start to flip this damn country like we need to, we will be able to stop a majority. We won't stop it all. They are the power. They are the power. Suck it up. It's true. That's just the way it is. But we can stop things. We can show up, protest, and stop it. Again, I posted a lot of things reflecting to that. I really have. But my hat's off to Florida. And if I could see anybody, Bam Bam's watching, Elisa's watching. Hi guys, how are you? Thank you for joining in. Let's recognize DeSantis. I mean, this guy's a rock star. I can't even top words for him. I say that word a lot. I know to a lot of people, but we got heroes in America. We got heroes fighting and following, like Christy Nome and Governor Abbott. And now you have this big guy down in Florida and his wife, very professional people, for the people, fight for the people. And what I would like to do is say to you this. We need to reach out for people like this for our future. Somewhere in the future, or the years to come, we don't know exactly where we're going to go, what's going to happen, what's going to come out of things. Yeah, we, as well as I, have mentioned observations of truths that I have been privileged to share with you, as well as a few things coming up for June 1st that'll blow your mind back. Start to believe in the unbelievable. But I'm giving you a date now. I stepped to a date. Look around June 1st. June 1st. Something will be shared in a much bigger way, in a way of truth coming right out of the Pentagon. And some other people. Kip Green will be one of them with some information. Richard Dolan. Check out Jimmy Church. What's up, Church? And all the Fader nuts. How are you guys? But no, truthfully. So when you get into what we're going to be seeing, you're going to start to see an exposure of why I talked biblical last night and prophecies, and why this seems the narrative of what they choose and what they are trying to do to bring back in ways. And I can't say that I agree with what went on many, many years ago and all the ancient histories, but as we know it, we have a very satanic group of people, and that's what they are, and their narrative is that way. Modern day vampires, that's exactly all I can label them as. And Nancy Land up there, I tell you what, as Hillary Clinton, the greatness wishes, the greatness of Hillary Clinton's own mouth said if she was ever to go down, she would take more than half of Washington with her. That is exactly why. That is exactly why, you know? Bohemian Grove and more. Altars. You would not believe what Special Forces had exposed and destroyed underground. You would not believe what was down there, what the practices were. It was all in the visual of the eyes, the left behinds, etc., etc. But thank God that somebody went and got active in that scenario. So keep DeSantos in mind. I believe I'm pronouncing it right. I know so many names in my head. But he's the hero here. And I think he's an eligible candidate with possibly, Candace Owens or somebody joining team for him for the presidency. If we, hey, I'm not trying to go anywhere with this on Donald J. Trump. We don't know the future of him. And a good chess player is not ever going to give his moves. And we already know he's making moves. He's showing support. He's bringing candidates forth. He's filling seats. He's doing his job. You better be doing your grassroots because he asked you to. Get on these seats. Let's make change in America and all the smalls. Cripple the smalls. The foundation at the top will fall. It'll be like getting hit twice. Getting clipped in the calves and one across the throat. Bam, you're done. You're going down. Remember, grassroots are everything. Don't ever forget it. Work with them. Work with them. Get involved. Be part of what this country needs. Patriots, real patriots, not halfway inners. What is this halfway inner stuff that people... Well, no, I don't want to know. You're either in all the way or you're not all the way. I'm an all the way guy. I'm in all the way. And I know many are. But these people that are hung up on the halfway version, are you that blind you cannot see what is going on in this world? Are you really that blind, or are you just all for it? Because if you're all for it, one day you will be judged. I'll just leave it like that. And it won't be judged by me, but you will be judged. Open your damn eyes. Eyes wide open now, America. That's what's needed here in order to make change. Involvement. Man, and it does frustrate me because I don't have the cure that when I get all this mail, and I get a lot of hate mail too, and I could give it, so what? Say what you feel. I'm not going to judge you, but if you're going to come at me where it's a judge scenario, be as harsh as you want. I can take it. I'm a big boy. I'm old enough to be able to sit here and reflect on what you say to me and think about it. Do I get anything from it? Not really. I just think you wasted parts of minutes and times. And I don't know. It might have taken some of you a day to write what you write to me, but it doesn't even matter to me. You're not one of us. That's all you're saying to me. And I know who you are. You're easy to be blocked. You're easy to be blocked out. And that's what I do. I'm looking for the active. I'm looking for people who are active. I'm looking for people that want to be active. I want to look for people who are strong, like Terry Anderson, Southern Border guy down there, doing everything he can with the Patriots at large. And I mean, this guy, he is a hero to America. Him and his wife Dawn and all the other guys that go weekend after weekend after weekend and do a job, just as I'm explaining to you. Defending the school's education, showing up for these protests and rallies and support, no matter what the cause, if it's a good cause. They're there. And this is what we need in all the states, especially these blues, especially where I am in Pennsylvania. You guys need to come out of your tombstones, man, now. You need to come out. And just a little mention of something that came out more or less in the last couple of days. I talked about this, was the unemployment. Well, like I told you, it would backfire. It would. If you were able to work and you didn't go to work because you said you didn't want to work, you kept collecting the not the workman's comp, but the unemployment. And in some cases, it's workman's comp too. When you're full of shit and you lie, you're just full of shit and you lie, and that's the way it is. But the bottom line here is you may be paying some of that back now, because now businesses are turning you all in. Everybody that, not so much wanted to do it anymore, it's going to cost you for not wanting to do it anymore, because they're going over. Actually, we must have some good people up in the unemployment office, because the governor didn't even speak on this part. He didn't even speak on it when he talked about it in an interview. They're coming to come after the money, the same as they're coming after everybody that defrauded this from the very get-go. And there's been millions of dollars paid out to these people. And I hope they jail them. The jailhouses won't be big enough for all you guys. But this is where the backfiring's coming in. You better get off your butts and go out and get that job back. Because if you don't, they're bringing and flying in aliens who are going to take your jobs, who will be willing to do it. Because they're guaranteed $15,600 per person, even if it's a child. If they have 3 times that times $15,600. Yeah, that's the true figures. All right, when that's all done, gone, they're set up. Guess what? They're going to come for your job. They're going to come for it. And if that's okay with you, then you're going to be where you are in life. And again, you're not even a halfway. You're none of us. You're at a 0 point to me. But this halfway in, halfway out, America, get over this here. If you do listen to me, I'm not trying to get on you in a bad way. I'm giving you logic. They're bringing in millions of people. That's their plan. And guess what? They're going to cover every job per person that they have caused to be vacated. Biden comes on last night and says we never had a better economy ever, and we're now starting to see some real numbers trigger. But let's really stick to the facts on the numbers here and how poor they are under you and what you caused on these 60 executive orders, okay? And what they had done to America. Yeah, you're seeing this projection of this, we're going to go green, we need to do this, and we're going to spend trillions of dollars. Yeah, we need things, sure, but we don't have trillions of dollars and time to waste, okay? We need to work with what is in our hands to work with and better it that way. The Trump way. Not the Biden way, It doesn't work. It doesn't make even any sense. Gift the world money and throw breadcrumbs to your own people. No wonder the church don't even want to share a breadcrumb to your mouth with their Holy Communion. Suck that up, Joe, because that's the truth. They're talking about you, Joe. They see what you are, Joe. And hey, I have no support in a very strong way towards, and I'm not saying every one of the priests out there are bad people. We know bad has happened and all that. I'm not bringing that into this. But when they talk the shit on you, buddy, your eyes better open, because they're no better. But they're seeing through. There's a transparency that they know about you, Joe, and they're trying to put you in your place. Will he make a better America? Nah. You cannot make an America better when you have a plan against its own people and an open border that no longer can even be acknowledged as a country. It just doesn't happen that way. Anyway, I would love to see DeSantis. I like how I changed that. DeSantis as a possibility. I really would. He's a hero. He's a rock star. He's done a lot. And he proved every ounce of everything the show America how much of a lie it really was. He could not be bought. And we have a lot of governors who could not also. We need to hear from you more. We need to hear from these other red states louder. Put it up. Post it. Make news with what you're doing so we know how to support you. If you don't tell us, we don't know how to do it for you. The only thing we can do is vent, read postings, and all that does is bring more confusion to the narrative, which that is the whole focal point of a think tank to create for you. That's where they want you to be, glued to your little iPads, laptops, PCs, TVs. It's all bad. It's all bad, America. It's all bad. All right, let me see. Where am I going here, Michael Anthony? This is 10 O'Clock Talks, and remember, we do come live. Sometimes I just do ABC broadcast uploads, and just in a couple days off here, we're going to be putting a live tag. I'm going to call the tag team together. We're going to have a team of people getting together, and we're going to do a live. It's going to be a little different, and I also want to let you know that, if anybody ever wants to call in, we can make that arrangement too. I'd be glad to do some live talk with anybody, because interactions are great. Other opinions besides mine here are great. It brings up topics. It brings up definitely more information. So stay with me. Stay with me. Don't change that dial. Let's keep this 40M and go higher. Let's keep it higher. They already stopped me in my life. That's okay. But I'm back to do it all again. All again. We'll get there. We'll get there, America. Stay strong. Be a patriot. All right, let me see. Are you ready to be chipped? Because now there are people just, hi, Sarah, how you doing? Hey, girlfriend. Are you ready to be chipped? They're talking people into getting this chip. Now, technology is a way off, but it's not. This is actually old technology. Is it only to put a little implant under your skin the size of a little rice particle? Just a little bump. That's all it is. But this communicating device, communicator, you can walk up to a machine, just wave your hand in front of it, and guess what? You can buy that Kit Kat bar. It's true. It's true. Now, how far is the advancements really in the public area? Because, you're shown something doesn't mean that it's really already ready. But I wouldn't doubt that it's not ready to be replaced and some type of warp speed, because they want to kill the structure of the cash dollar and the coin. They truly do. They want it no longer because they don't want you to have a little piggy bank at home. They don't want your children to have a piggy bank because they might go out and buy a firearm. They may buy a firearm, and that may be a violation of the Second Amendment privilege. No, I don't see it that way. I believe in old school, and that's just who I am. A kid, if you can, I enjoy giving kids a $50 or the not so much silver dollars, you can't get them, but when I can get the larger ones or the gold coins, I give them to kids $2 bills. It's a fun thing to do. Their eyes open up. They're happy. They put joy in a child's heart. To me, that's a value I never want to see gone. But to eliminate it all the way around, this is part of the particle syndrome that they have, that they want to implant into you, not just here, but here, where you no longer, ladies, need to carry a purse. But again, I guess you'll be able to wave your hand in front of your face someday, not need a purse, and your makeup will all just come right back. See, this is where there's no logic in the logic, Nobody cares about this. We're all glad to carry a wallet. It's a necessity. You're all glad to carry a purse. It's a necessity. This is bigger. And always remember that. It's a narrative for a reset and destruction to American banks, and we have already gone over 3,500 banks closed in the USA. Look it up. I am not wrong. It's already happening. They don't even want to take deposits in some banks. They do not want to take cash deposits. They want everything to be electronically transferred. That is it. So they're already hitting that way at home. How far and how well into the future will our cash mean anything? I have no clue. But we know it's in the works. We see things happening. We've seen things happen for a long time. What I've seen happen for a long time was when you first went into the stores and you started seeing, well, we no longer need a cashier. We have this machine that will help you get through it. Now, how often do you see someone has to stand there at these checkout counters because I want my price match? That's not what the sign says. You know, I mean, or it rang me up twice. You still need a physical human being, but yet they're still pushing the narrative, trying to fix all these glitches to where someday it's totally robotic, totally depopulated, and less will be merrier. So you can decide, is more the merrier or is less the merrier? In their eyes it's less, on the Trump side it's more. So, you know, we need people to interact with. We need people to work with. We need people to see, to smile, to talk to, and to know that everything is fine in life and just be back to normal at some point. We're still so far off. We really are. So targets are words. I've always told you, what are words? They're the most powerful thing that we have in life. They really are. Words. Where do they come from? Where do they start? How was the dictionary thought up? How was languages thought up? Makes you think. It really does. Makes you think. But let's target something here. For the smokers, and there are many still out there, they enjoy their cigarette, you know, whatever. That's their choice. You know, hats off. Just, it's no different than having a glass of wine or drinking a cold beer, you know, sitting around a fire. If people find enjoyment that way, I won't judge them. Go do it. I want you to do it. I do. You choose your life. But menthol cigarettes and cigars now will be banned. And there's a lot more banning about to occur. As I told you for months now, you haven't seen nothing yet. Wait till you see the shit that's going to hit the fan in the next 3 weeks. And then in June, as I gave you a date of June 1st, give or take a few, there's a lot of argumentivity about what's to be presented, and it's going to be a world issue. It's not going to be just an issue in America. Please share with your like-minded friends what we need to support. And Beth is right in her comment there. You know we can't drag everybody into a room like this. Everybody wants to go for the biggest guy. Big Danny, Bongino, you know? And again, look, I can't compare to some of these people, although I've been out there. But this is a case scenario. Every soul, every man, every woman who speaks freely and can get a message to you is important. No one is greater by far. I will never come out and tell you what type of goddamn underwear to buy. I will never tell you that, hey, you got to get the new 10 hat or our mug or our sweatshirt. No, I don't see it. I would see it if I could see a development to what I do made more sense and logic in support of helping people work. Then I would consider logic like that. I'm not going to push a narrative and talk peanut butter and underwear. No, it's not going to come from me. You know, I understand it's a platform. People get used to these platforms. People in our positions look for the larger scale. I'd be happy with the numbers as no profit, non-profit, nothing profit, and just be happy doing what I do to help America and for you to help me. Because again, what you give me makes me stronger by far. You know, I look for your inputs. Your inputs are so important. Even if they get me in trouble sometimes, viewers, and you know sometimes that happens. I want also to put this out. Taking Back America. Join that group. Join it. Global Army of Donald J. Trump. Join that group. I got a load to share with you Friday on groups who I feel are very good people. But I also have some out there that suppress. And I don't care for suppressions in groups. All for one, one for all. And I'm going to give you a mouthful. And you have it coming. You truly have it coming. Because if you suppress one good patriot, you're not a patriot. Bottom line. And I will address that. I will. And if you're going to come into our rooms and make reports and report our contents, I have a surprise for some of you as well. I really do. Because it is evident who you are and who does it. We can see it in our information. And we will let your friends know, your family know, you know, what your true colors are. We don't post unless we believe in it or there's factual reasons to it. Do not judge us. We won't judge you, but we will take care of business. Remember, Americans, true patriots, not the halfwayers. We all must be in it together 100% to go forward in this country. We are under an attack of nothing we have ever experienced before. I'm only so old of such an age, and I get that. And most of us are all in that same criteria. But the bottom line is, we need each other. We need each other strong. We do. So let's get back to this 2.3 trillion infrastructure plan. Less than 7%, 6.3, 6.4% really to do infrastructure support. And of course, the media reports it as a whole different theory that much more money will go to, no, much more money is going to go to the people who invested into the plan of the big plan. The people that fitted in earliest to the part because they knew wrongful information. And here, didn't people like Martha Stewart go to jail for this before? I mean, really? I mean, I see treason, I see criminal activities, I see crimes on humanity. I don't see a change coming to the left. We need an inside powerhouse inside the DOD, the JOD, the DOJ, you know, and every other law enforcement agency out there. The FBI can't be trusted. Look what they just did to Mayor Giuliani. Look what they just did to him. They'll jump. That's ethics to them. They'll jump on that. But they won't jump on anybody that they know pulled the trigger to your head. You know? Or insist upon you getting a Frankenshot, the punch in the arm, when they know they are actually killing you. You don't put foreign substances that are not FDA approved into people. We are not guinea pigs. We are not. Getting back to these trillions of dollars, 6.3, 6.4% really is the infrastructure plan. The rest is going to go to global principles of interest. And that's where the money will be used because we're going to take charge. America has to take charge. These countries aren't ours. They're not ours. And we should stay separate. We should mind our own damn business. We should stand clear of wars and keep our mouth shut, mind our own business, and take care of our own infrastructure. Not to bring other matters of other people's problems and principles into our America as we know it. We don't want this new world order that you want to push down our throat. We just don't want it. And most people that I talk to are totally against it. But you're not going to change the mind. They're going to push for this money. You might get some more breadcrumbs. You might get another $1,000 check. Yeah, that'll say a lot. That'll say a lot. The future of people are going to be working 50% for the government. It's got to get paid back according to them. Or there's one last choice. They will do a reset. They will discharge every penny you have from anywhere that they can put their hands into, and they already know how to get to all your money, all your savings. They want to take all the mineral rights from all the landowners, unless it suits a color or purpose. Their plan is so big. If they were to tear down the banks and do the reset, it would be a catastrophic loss to mankind. It would. I mean, totally. And that might wake America as well as the globe up. And maybe then real actions would have to take place because there would be so much animosity and anger in the countries of the world. You couldn't blame a single individual for the anger that they would, have to deal with at that point. It's just the way it is. But the media is pushing this new transportation deal. What's wrong with the transportation we have? And yeah, okay, so we need to get more electrified cars or whatever, and we need to look for better power resources. I get that. Yeah, modernization of certain things do make a lot of sense. And typically, we were already working on them. Trump's administration was already looking into them. They were already happening. Tesla was working in the United States government. Don't think he wasn't. Don't think he hasn't. He had connections to Trump in these areas. So things were working. It's just not a car manufacturer. He is huge. He is huge. And if you did want to know the real truth about how they can, what type of energy, just out of the atmosphere while you're breathing, how much energy that they learned how to harvest from that, and you wouldn't have to pay even an electric bill anymore. It would just be a pretty simplified machine that would be put out on the other side of your fuse box. And it knows how to automatically extract from the atmosphere energy and bring it in and turn it to electricity. Yeah, imagine that. Now, is it 100% foolproof? Pretty much. Pretty much. Does it need more work? Yeah. Do we already know that we could kill the big corporate conglomerate who is supplying all this and running the nuclear power? Yes, but that wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be feasible to the stockholders. Just like pharma, you know? I mean, when it gets into the big bucks, that's where all this a line must be drawn. Because it's still to them a matter of wealth for their side and a matter of poorness to your side, which is a slavery, not a freedom to the people. If something of technology is that good, should it not be shared for all humankind? And why, if not, shouldn't it be? Somebody answer that for me, because I know we have it. I know it works. Can a car's engine truly run on water? You better bet your ass it can, because it was figured out. Again, I'm not going to get into the scientifics of it. And I'm not going to get into the deaths that lead up to these situations that are out there. But I am going to release a lot more information that will help guide you a little bit more. We can, as Trump had planned, be more independent. That is why they hated him. They knew he knew things. They knew he knew how to bring them out. And they put us right back where they wanted the narrative to be. Technologies are more than you could ever fathom and real. People are wonderful. They're great. They're smart. They're intelligent. I carve. And when I go and I carve, I make things. You know? But there are other people who do other things. They build badass muscle cars. Phenomenal stuff. Like, you know, your eye-opening stuff. Well, don't think on the science end that there's not a lot of already known. But how do you make that transformation? That would have been the mission of Trump in these next 4 years. And that was one of the reasons they attacked as hard as they did. They knew he would kill all the bigs. They knew he would kill the bigs that were not the importance. Okay? So you have a difference there. We have ones that are very important, but there are some that are not so important. And when you look at reality into the future of what this world will be in 100 years, through our as we give our children and grandchildren and a guided way and a guided light to a better future to try to save Earth, Mother Earth as it is, and all the other needs that we need here on this planet. This is where all this infrastructure just sucks ass. It's a lie. It's a lie. I throw you little narratives of truth because they are there. Technologies are in one hand and could be so great, but they will not allow them to happen. They will suppress those as well. They won't talk about it to you, but they will suppress them. Higher prices. That is something you're going to face and even more of, as well as your tax dollar. Now, I want you to think if you made $1,000 and you tax 50% of it, all right, let's go for 40. Let's just say 40 as a mandate percentage. All right, so you got $600. You got life insurance, you got health insurance, you got apartment. You're already in a hole. You're in a hole. I don't care if you got 4 of those in a month. 4 $1,000 employment check, payroll checks. It doesn't matter. The cost of living does not match the dollar, and it won't. And they're going to keep you there as a government control mechanism. What it's going to take is we got to knock these guys out. We got to knock them out. Grassroots people, grassroots. So what you're going to see in these trillions of dollars are going to be a waste. They're going to be a waste. And if they were to do anything, why aren't they helping the Social Security insurance programs? Why aren't they helping the SSD, for people with that are truly disabled? Why aren't they helping them? Why aren't they trying to project something of a better foundation of what it takes to live in life in America, in your city, in your state. And we know that many of them are different. Cultures, as well as technologies, as well as resource development areas, are larger in some states than the other. Where they're larger at, there's more money, so there's more charge. And they're trying to isolate that not to happen no more. What they want to do is put it high everywhere. If they put it high everywhere, your tax dollar comes to them in a higher percentage. Okay? The more you make, the more they get. That's the bottom line. So just keep that in mind, and keep in mind the fact that they are suppressing technologies that they don't want us to have. They're trying to protect them. They know Trump was going to take us into a future with them to be, again, on our own, self-sustainable America. And we could have been that. And we still can. But there's a fight to get to that point again. Fake news is never going to go away. Fake news is never going to tell you that this Frankenshot's no good. They're not. They're going to come out with some objectives. They're going to once in a while make a comment to make you feel like, hey, we got to keep the narrative pulled so we can sucker them back in, because they see failure. They see failure, and I'll tell you how I know it's failure. They lied about the 200 million people that already have had it, and some of them have not even had it, okay? And where I'm going with that is some of them were in the double dose situations and never returned for the second dose. So they're not even fully by any means. And they know they're failing. And that's where I think the problem is coming in hand on how to deal with this matter, because it's out of control. And why is it out of control? Because you woke up. Smart people woke up. And I applaud you. I applaud everybody that says no to this, and Bill Gates. And I wish I could wake up tomorrow and tell you that he was arrested on charges of crimes on humanity, because he has been out there and done speeches and gave information. Now it's the climate thing. The big thing is going to be the climate. And right now they're going through testings because they have no choice to go through testings. They're testing just how radical they can change the environment. You're going to see things very erratic, very wrong. You're going to see weather systems where, again, as we've seen over the past couple of years, our own forecasters on our local news channels could not in any way, I don't know what that is. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Extension on time. Flashed in front of the whole screen. Anyway, I kind of got you in on all that stuff. Please keep this in mind. But they're going to also increase inheritance taxes, capital gain taxes, more from your paychecks, more to store to buy food, more to buy gas, banning cigarettes, raising prices of cigarettes. There's a war there in the tobacco industry. Okay? They're not supporting who they want to be. We want support. You're not giving it to us. We're going to start banning your products. That's exactly where they're going. This is only the first of news that you should really keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. In case you're somebody out there in business, and if you don't see their side, guess what? They're going to ban your products. You got to be careful how. They're going to be careful how. And they're going to make sure when they do it, it's going to affect a lot. And a lot of people. So that said, I'm going to move on a little bit further here. And I want to let you know, we are the 10. This is 10 O'Clock Talks. I am Michael Anthony. I'm coming out of Pittsburgh. Hello, Pittsburgh. Hello. Rock stars. Don't forget about Dave Youngkins. I'm giving him all the push I can. I want to see something big happen for that kid. Get him into console over there. And he's not no small kid. I look like half the size next to this man. He's huge. He's going to make, when he talks, he'll be listened to. But he's got common sense. And he has hope for America. He's a truly good person. So do what you can. Push him in Pittsburgh. And if you have somebody you want to push, give me their information. Okay? I mean, that's the best I can ask you for. All right. More of the employed than ever before was part that really ticked me off last night. And I didn't watch it. It was just what I learned of it. To come out and say, when you pretty much caused almost 3 million in jobs, you're coming out saying you actually inflated the jobs with the pipeline. I could name 10 things, but the pipeline comes to me first because it was one of the first narratives he attacked. and the people who he told and swore up and down to. So see, it doesn't matter who you vote for. When they're done, when the government's done with you, they will drop you. Get it? They will drop you. Deal at a distance. There's an old saying, if it still actually exists in this America. I believe, I'm a little brain dead right now, but I believe it's like, wait, keep your enemies closer. I don't know. It's a narrative, and I believe in it. I believe in it. Yeah, I do. I believe in it. All right, so let me see where I'm going here. I told you about the media and their narratives, and all they're doing is still reporting lies. That's a prime example of how they tried to fight back today on what the Republican Party had to say towards comments toward Biden. That could never happen. That could never happen. That could never happen. But it happens. It happens. It really does. Just like the church wanting to take the bread from the president's mouth in order to shut his mouth. I think that was a pretty strong statement. Like I said, I don't agree with them, but I think it was a really strong statement. Anytime you come out and disclose a comment such as that, that's trying to put somebody in their place. And you know what? He doesn't even care about that. He comes off all nonchalant and like he's cool and he's the man. Well, yeah, right now he is, but that can get changed. That can get changed. Or in God's will, he can be taken. And his time may be cut short. Not on any part of ours, but that's called life. That's only so many heartbeats. No one's guaranteed a number. No one's guaranteed a number. So anyway, you know, sometimes karma just has a way of working out around some of these old almost dropped that big F-bomb up there in Nancy Landon in the White House. You know, they're not young people. They're not young people. And by God's grace, maybe, just maybe, he'll see to that. Maybe the part of the plan will come with a different narrative from a different side. Because one never has that answer. And they'll be faced with judgment on that day, won't they? Yes, they will. And I do want to say this and put this out. Thanks to all the Christians who do write in. Thanks for the prayers and the little comments. And Mary Kay, your prayer every morning. You know, and I do read it. Don't think for a minute I don't. If you get this far through, Mary Kay, and you better be, all I can tell you is I do read it. Same, you know, when I talk to any of the girls out there and the guys, I know who you guys are. And they're mostly all Christian people. They're the followers of the true America, the patriots, you know, and I know where you guys are in your mind frame. I know where you are in your heart. You're rock stars. You're my heroes. You are. You're the heroes here. I'm nothing without you, and I'll be nothing in the future. But somewhere in history, somewhere about something that I said somewhere is going to maybe show up and enlighten somebody to what we are going through right now and the disgust that we have to live in with it. And with that said, I'm going to just go like this. We need to just stay strong and healthy. Health is going to be very important in a lot of ways. It truly is. Suppressions are just terrible. Hey, there's David Youngkins checking in. David Youngkins, Consul, thank you for checking in, brother. I did the best I could for you, my man. I really did. People in Munhall, Homestead, West Homestead, all those areas, and Davey knows which ones I'm talking about, man. Okay, we spent a lot of time over there for a few years together. Really, get behind this guy. And if you have somebody in PA local that I can help, please always push their names to me. Do whatever you can to change this regime out of Pittsburgh, though they're part of this criminal activity up at the governor's White House. And I used to like the lieutenant governor. I used to. But hey, I don't no longer either. You guys know about that. And he knows it as well because I called him out. And, you know, hey, I mean, I do what I do. My mouth is my mouth. And I'm going to say what I want because I am Michael Anthony. This is 10 O'Clock Talks. And I appreciate every one of you who do check in with me. And I really do appreciate that. But I want you guys to get behind. I don't care if you're not even in the area. Southwest PA Bikers. Get on the phone. Call about David Youngkins, okay? A lot of people are going to know him for other reasons. Make that no difference. He's a smart individual. He's talented. He's a good communicator. He will get a job done. He's for the people, 100%. He's for you. He's one of us. He's not halfway in. He's not trying to play a game. He wants to go in, do a job, and keep us in a narrative of correction of what is being dumped on us. So you do that for me. Everyone, pick up your phones now. call. Friend this guy, David Youngkins. Get on board for the Council of Munhall. It'll change in one area, can make change in another area. It can start a foundation. It can start that foundation. That's why I tell you how important grassroots are. You can take over these grassroots. Go out, do what you need to do, support the people you need to support. Even if they're unqualified, it doesn't matter. Take their seats, cripple them at the bottom, kill the structure at the top. Bottom line, if we could take over every state in blue, who would Washington dictate to? No one. No one. And we're already close to that point. We just need to do some work in a handful of states here. And we could actually change Washington because there would be no dictation. Who do you dictate to when no one's listening to you in the states? Bottom line, that's where it comes from. So remember this fella. He's a good kid. He really is. Worked his whole life, did a lot of charity work. Don't forget that. He's for the children. You know I am. This future is the children. This platform is about the children. Every day I talk, it's because improvements for the future for the children. It's not about where we are, what we are right now, even though we are in a major fight. We're in a war with a corrupt government. And there is no doubt in my mind that that's what we have. You know it. I speak on this. The bottom line is we got to stay in the fight. We got to stay strong. Do what you can for David out there. He's a good guy. If you see his sign, if you see David, you know David, blow the horn. Show him all the respect that you can. Help him get into this office where change can be made. The same for over in Sharpsburg, Pittsburgh, Etna, all these subsidiaries, small communities, boroughs, etc. Start taking them over. Get involved more. Pittsburgh needs it. Pittsburgh and all the outside areas and communities in the counties need it. We're all a part of a neighborhood system of programming. Largely Democrat. But it doesn't matter. If we can get the right person in, we can flip all this. That's where the importance is as to how this future will change in America and throughout our cities and our states. Stay strong, America. I am Michael Anthony. It's been great being here with you tonight. I got to do another upload. I got to go overseas. It's got to be done different. I screwed up at the beginning. I couldn't get my hardware to work right. And they're already ticking into me, telling me it's time. These people want you on. So I'm going to go rock with them for a little bit. Please do what you can, America. Stay strong, stay healthy, a lot of water, vitamin D, just in case. Just in case. Take all these things. Eat your vegetables. Try to stay fit, walk, breathe. Don't live the life with this mask. Burn it. Signing off from here in Pittsburgh. Michael Anthony, you guys take care. I appreciate you. Love you to death, man.